2024 Nissan Z Performance in this gorgeous blue. And I'm convinced that the Z is the best looking Japanese sports car you can currently buy. Absolutely gorgeous, and gotta love the little callbacks they have to prior, like the 300ZX lights right here. The front end, which is very polarizing, I think they did a great job. The lights are gorgeous. The front square grille, I think, works, especially with these silver trim pieces, these ovals, or I guess rectangles. We're powered by the VR30, a twin turbocharged V6, making 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. The car weighs in around 3,500 pounds, a little bit heavier than the Toyota Supra, its main competitor. But unlike the Supra, which is strut front and multi-link rear, this is double wishbone front and multi-link rear. Now keep in mind, with this performance trim, this is the one you want. It's an extra $10,000 over the base trim. You do get, first of all, an LSD. If you're going to be doing some serious driving, you definitely want that. Also, firmer suspension, bigger brakes, 19-inch wheels with these Bridgestone S007 tires, and those are 255 section width in the front, 275 in the rear, and you get power adjustable seats too. MSRP is right around $54K. Owner says he paid MSRP, no markup, and he had to wait quite a while, I think 2 years, to get this spec. The blue on blue, striking. Either you love it or you hate it. I'm a fan. I'm all about having fun with your sports car, not keeping it too conservative. I also very much like the interior, although I do want to point out these tux mats, which I've seen a lot of ads for on YouTube and such. This grippy part here doesn't go far enough, so I've actually found myself driving up that the my heel actually slides a little bit here, so I'm not the biggest fan of the tux mats in this Z, the way that they fitted this grippy surface. But overall, the Z interior, I think they did an awesome job. It looks modern, but still calls back and looks like a Z interior. You got the 3 gauges right here. We've got boost, turbo speed, and battery voltage. Always found the Z seat adjustment, even the prior gen, kind of interesting because you have these rotary dials for how much you want to tilt the front of the seat. And then here is your lumbar support. That's not right. And this is how low you want to sit. I feel like I can't get quite low enough. I wish it was just a little bit lower. And then you control the fore aft and the backrest over here. Owner chose right in getting a 6-speed manual transmission. We're going to turn traction off. And we're off. You can tell this car is traction limited right off the line. Getting a bit of turbo lag from this twin turbocharged V6. If you hear that stuff in the back, it's the OEM trunk mat. It's still in its plastic wrapping. I love that this owner is clearly a Z enthusiast through and through. He's got the books, he's got the Hot Wheels cars, all of it to go with his new Nissan Z. I love seeing owners that are very passionate about their cars. Under rev that rev match. Not as immediate and sharp of a throttle response. You gotta remember this is turbocharged. We're gonna give it a bit more of a blip next time. Front tire's giving way there. Yeah, definitely would appreciate stickier rubber on a car like this, especially the way that we're trying to drive it today. You gotta love that it has double wishbone in the front, so you get that negative dynamic camber change as you load up those front tires as the suspension travels. And theoretically, that's gonna result in less understeer. Now the transmission, we have reviewed a Z previously on this channel. And I stand by my assessment there, which is that it almost feels a little bit agricultural. You have a lot of lateral movement to get between gates. and it's very sharp delineations. It doesn't feel as... Actually, let me do a pull first. RPM red line. Not super loud in the cabin. Getting that nice induction note. There we go. Now we're getting the rev match, the heel toes just right. So yeah, the shifter, it has these really wide, the actual gates are very widely spaced apart. And I don't know, the way it feels just, it's almost a little bit like truckish or agricultural in that direction. It's not a terrible shifter by any means, but I mean, I would get this over the auto for sure. But I prefer the Supra shifter by a substantial margin. We do have this S mode button here, which is going to do rev matching for you, and seems to do so relatively well. Took a while, but we got the rear end to finally step out. I'm gonna turn off the rev matching. I prefer doing that myself. Yeah, sorry for the noise in the back. In hindsight, I should have asked the owner to take those out. Didn't realize it would be problematic. Now this car, compared to the Supra, I think this looks a lot better. I think price to performance ratio, you're not getting as much though. Obviously the Supra is a much sharper vehicle, more capable vehicle, a faster vehicle. And this is a little bit softer, a little bit more in the direction of GT, which isn't a bad thing. People want to poo-poo on that. And look, we're all different, we all have different priorities. Not every car buyer is the same. So if it was my money, yeah, I would probably go Supra, because driving dynamics near the limit and drive, you know, how sharp a car is and how capable it is on track, those are more important to me than something like styling, or which I think the Nissan Z has it beat clearly. But again, that's up to personal preference. But not everyone wants as sharp of a driving experience. Some people want something that's a little bit more comfortable. Maybe they don't plan on tracking it ever, which is totally fine, no judgment. But the dynamics here are much more understeer prone as well versus the Supra. The Supra is more lively on its toes. It wants to dance with you. It's willing to get that tail out almost, depending on which model year you're looking at, sometimes a little bit too much. And you have, I mean, the Supra's not perfect, but this is not a Supra review. Here, we tend to push and push and push until we really get aggressive and start acting a little bit silly, and then we can get the tail out, as you guys saw back there. Now, related to that, I'd say that the Supra handles its weight better. Part of that is going to be the tuning, right? If you have a car that is more stiffly sprung and sportier, then it's going to feel more dynamic and handle that weight better. And here, you definitely feel all 3,500 pounds, every single last gram, last ounce. It's, I think this is a car that's going to be more comfortable being pushed 5 or 6 tenths and driving around town versus something like the Supra, where you can do that, a little bit sportier, even worse visibility. This doesn't have great visibility by any means, but the cabin here feels a little bit more spacious. It's also more comfortable daily driving. Telling me you have the you can power shift this car with the launch control enabled, and I'm not going to be doing that today. I told him I do not want to look around and find out, because I have heard that these cars are having transmission issues, but he told me that the second gear grind that we were seeing in a lot of those early reviews has been resolved, and he believes that's a big reason why Nissan was so slow in delaying the actual delivery of these vehicles, was to fix that second gear grind issue. The engine is also no B58 in torque, power delivery, fuel efficiency, sound. I mean, B58 is held in very high regard, I think for good reason. Not to say that this car is a slouch, and the VR30 is a fine engine in its own regard as well, but again, you're comparing these two vehicles that have very different strengths and weaknesses. I think styling and comfort are the two bigger wins here, but otherwise I would be choosing the Toyota Supra over this personally. My friends, let me know what you think of the Z with a comment below. Big thanks to the owner, Mike, for letting me review his vehicle. Big thanks to Fenton's son from the Zygon YouTube channel for making this review possible. And I'm actually reviewing that 370Z supercharged in a separate video, so subscribe if you want to see that. And my friends, if you want your car reviewed, visit us on jabalandcars.com and fill out the form on the homepage. See you in that next one.